This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We would be honored if you would join us.
All right. It is another Thursday night, another episode of Docking Bay 94 on our, 14th year? 14th year.
Yeah.
We all old, everybody.
Yeah, and I don't know, seems like a little bit much, 14 years.
Maybe. I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is Jeff Donoho.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
And welcome aboard, y'all.
There it goes.
Let's see. Let's get us all squared away. There we go. Hope everybody had a good week. Ours was interesting.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I took a day off yesterday, so that probably
Nice.
didn't hurt.
Well, and so it's 4th of July weekend, so you had a day off last week,
Yeah,
too.
I had a 3-day weekend, worked for 2 days, and then had a day off.
Honestly, it should be that way every single week.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
I'm all for it. But I work the least of any of us, so I can't really complain. All right. Let's see. Oh, I need the chat open. I'm like, I do not have the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go get that.
Mine shows offline.
Really?
Twitch. It shows Twitch as being offline.
Oh, well, it says
it's working here.
it says we're
and
streaming.
Dawn is on. So.
Okay.
Wonder why it's offline for me.
And then Alan on Facebook.
All
Hi,
right.
Alan. Hi, Don.
Excellent. Okay, I have the chat open now. I'll catch up. It'll be great.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's little seat of the pants. My volume levels are all messed up this week for some reason.
Rude.
Yeah, it is. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll adapt. It'll be great.
So, 4th of July was the day after last week's show.
It
And,
was.
Yeah.
What'd you do, Jeff?
For the 4th, I was pretty much at home most of the day, with everybody, and the kids came over and we shot fireworks, and we can actually shoot do the legal ones now in Orange. So we did, but when I was home, we just did smoke bombs and snakes because it was daytime. And
Well,
that's about
as if you
I
don't
know
get
what
enough
happened afterwards for that regard, but yeah.
As if you don't get enough fireworks at work.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeff gets fireworks like every single day.
Every night I get see fireworks every single night. Yeah, got to see the whole parade last night because they had me standing in one spot facing the parade, making sure people don't wander off into the middle of the parade.
Oh, that's
Wow.
pretty cool.
They had to do.
So I went to Disneyland on Tuesday night, and Jeff was working, and they put him in a position that made him easy to find. There have been other days where he's been like in the middle of the crowd. He's like, I'm right in front of the castle, and I'm like, well, unless I want to fight a whole bunch of people, I'm not going to run into you easily. Although we did, Judy and I, Jeff was dispersing the crowd and stuff, and he walked right by, and we're like, it's Jeff.
Yeah.
But you were doing Fantasmic the other night.
Did you go with Judy yesterday?
Yes.
No, Judy bailed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just me.
I thought you just said that you were there with Judy, and I'm like,
No, like a previous week.
oh, okay.
And so Jeff was like in one spot, and so I'd keep walking by and go, "Hey, Jeff."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Literally behind a short piece of rope the entire night.
right. Well, and I would stop and talk for a couple of minutes, but I didn't want to get you in any kind of weird trouble.
Yeah.
Especially since I
don't think they have the video.
I don't think so either, but I dress memorably, and so I don't want to say that guy keeps bugging you, all night. You should stop talking to that guy.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny.
Oh no, it was fine. Yeah. I gave one of those cards to one of the leads, by the way. He's like, "Oh my god!"
You did?
He was really happy.
Let me show you what Jeff is talking about. So Jeff set me to task to recreate a Disney document from 70 years ago. Now, I have done a number of these in the past because we have done 1955 history tours of Disneyland. And so I made the original attendance tickets, the ticket that got you in the park. I've recreated the original maps, a bunch of flyers and things, all sorts of things that you might get in 1955 when the park was new. And one of these things that Jeff brought up was this, because of course Jeff works at the Autopia, which is one of the few original rides from Disney when the park originally opened. So this is a replica of the 1955 card that you would get when you rode the ride. There were several. They went through several permutations in the first 2 years. This is the second one that they did, which was sponsored by Richfield Oil, and you got this card. And so one side had, Disneyland license on it, and the other side gave you all of the information that you would put on it that you would find on a normal driver's license. And of course, driver's licenses didn't have pictures for a while, so not having a place for a picture on here wasn't too big a deal. Eventually, they did add that, where you could put your own picture on there if you so felt the reason. But it was really fun, and so I had a pretty good time making them. It was a challenge because they were they're old school, and so old school layout back in the day would be the type would be hand laid out and things like that, and I had to recreate the old style Disneyland logo because it lost. If you know anything about typefaces have serifs, which are little points that pop off of them, and there's sans serif fonts, and the Disneyland font has gone from a serif font with these little sticky points to having no points at all. They sort of shaved them all off at one point, and it still looks about like what you saw in 1955. They just made it slightly more friendly by shaving the barbs off of it. And so I had to recreate all that. It took me a couple of weeks, and that on top of some art that I did for some friends of ours who they're in a rock band, and I created their 1980s style yet like Middle Ages style rock band logo for them for posters and T-shirts and things like that. And so I was in the middle of that. So it took me a little longer than I wanted to, but I'm glad it was well received. And you'll have to. I assume that you have people in mind on the Autopia that you want to hand them out to. Let me know how that goes. And then if you need more, I only gave you 20 or so. So if you need more, let me know, because they're old school. I got to make them by hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of fun.
Hey to Laurie and Kelly.
Going to be giving them mostly to the leads, and then go from there.
Great. Well, and I'll save some for like Dawn is a huge Disney fan, and so I put one aside for Dawn because I know he'd appreciate it and that kind of thing. So I made a couple for myself too. But want to give you the chance to hand them all out first before I do.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, it was really, really fun. So I made a little drop on Tuesday when I was there, and it was not bad. I didn't have an agenda, just kind of hung out, and left earlier than I wanted to because I had a little bit of a problem where I appreciate enthusiastic people. I am an enthusiastic people. Mm-hmm. And it's always like super, super fun. But sometimes you can get a little too enthusiastic. And that is what led me to leave the park. there were some teenagers in Tomorrowland who were flailing about, and they flailed my glasses right off my face. And so I very carefully drove home with these glasses pinched to the end of my nose, like the old style pince-nez glasses that would just sit on your nose and had no arms on the side. And so, yeah, it was a real bummer. I contacted the what do you call it? The glasses company. They're still under warranty by like 2 weeks. And so they're sending me new ones, which are great. Except I had to pay the tariff bump to get them. So they're like, well, they're still under warranty, but it's going to cost us an extra $15 now, so you have to pay us $15. Because I'm pretty sure these guys are in China. So that was kind of a bummer, and so I left a little early because of it. And although on the plus side, these are my computer glasses, and they're just fine. I couldn't convince the woman that those were not broken because they were on the same order. She's like, "What about these other glasses?" Okay. I'm like, "No, those are fine." But I did manage to put them back together because I always save my old glasses when they break. And so I managed to cobble them together with some old pieces, and some of them are mounted upside down and a little weird, but at least I can wear my distance vision glasses for 2 weeks.
Kelly wants to know if the kids apologized.
Yeah, kinda. I think they ran away in panic once they realized that they were broken, because they sort of picked up all the pieces, and I'm like, oh, great. And the guy's like, oh, sorry, and they all scattered. But what are you going to do? It's not like I could go to first aid for some tape to hold them together, I guess. But, you know, what are you going to do? Make the kid, like, pay for them or whatever? But, yeah, it's... had I done that to someone else, I would have been, like, insanely more apologetic and tried to have affected some sort of repair. But, you know, I was a different kind of kid. Yeah, so I got kind of a half-assed apology, which, you know, is better than no apology, I suppose. But it's not like I could hold them to it.
I was at a dance once, and a bunch of youngsters slammed into me while I was holding lemonade.
And it wasn't a slam dance?
No, it was not.
Okay.
It was a Victorian ball. And the lemonade went all over my silk gown. And the kid who did it looked at me and said, bummer, and walked away.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was, like, crying.
Sure. Praying that it didn't stain or it didn't...
Well, luckily, I went into the ladies' room and was, like, trying to dab at it. And there was somebody who was trying to tell me, like, everything that was going on in her life and her life story. And as I'm, like... you know, single tear rolling down my cheek. And she finally realized that I was really upset. And she asked me what was wrong. Yeah. And I told her. And she fixed it.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she was able to get it all off. So, yay for friends.
That's cool. Oh, Laura got new glasses. Hopefully not broken.
Yeah, hopefully nobody stood on yours, Laura.
Right. You know what I miss? And actually, so my glasses here are sort of they do dual duty, and they're not the exact right shape, which I suppose I could get if I really wanted to. But the glasses here do dual duty beyond my normal use for distance vision as glasses for Henry Jones Sr., Sean Connery's dad character in Indiana Jones, and also for Matt Hooper. They're the same glasses that they wear. And the real ones that they have, which are considerably more expensive than I'm willing to pay, by the tune of like $500, usually have loops on the back of them. The sort of cable temples that I love. I absolutely love them. And had I been wearing those, they would not have left my face, and it would be a non-issue. But that said, I'm always breaking the cable ones too, and nobody really makes them so much anymore unless you go like the Savile Row route, which are British glasses. Wow. They're still made the same way they made them at the turn of the last century. So like the 1900s, they're made in the same style. But the price went up from like $100 for a pair of glasses to like $600 or $700 for a pair of glasses. And I just can't afford them anymore. It's crazy. It's really super expensive.
Oh, good Lord.
But they made the glasses that Harrison Ford wears as Indiana Jones. These same sort of like oval style ones. And I love them because they're old school glasses, but you pay like modern day prices for the old school glasses. It's a real bummer.
Yeah.
So now I go and I order $50 ones off of China.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Lens Crafters tends to have a lock. Luxottica, I think is the name of the company. They have a lock on many different eyeglass companies, and so they charge pretty expensive prices for them, $300 to $500. And you're supposed to have eye insurance that eats into that, so your glasses might cost you like $200. And I find that I get the same reasonable glasses that last me as long, no matter how much I pay, from online stores. And I've had really good luck with those. So if you like me have been wearing glasses since age 1, it might be a thing you want to do. I should sit down and kind of figure out how much money I've spent on glasses over my lifetime. It's got to be tens of thousands of dollars.
I imagine it's pricey.
That's nuts. Anyway, so that was my dumb excitement. So I left a little early. I got home about the time you were getting off of work, Jeff.
Holy guacamole!
So it was a drag. So let's see. For 4th of July for us, we did not watch fireworks. We went to listener Ed and Liz's house.
Eric.
Yeah.
Eric.
Did I say Ed? I'm sorry, Eric. Yeah. It's
good old Ed.
I know an Ed and a Liz, and I know an Eric and a Liz, and sometimes they change up in my head. And I drove in the parade here in Westchester, the LAX Coastal Parade, and Colleen watched the parade, which she almost never does.
I don't think I ever have before.
Yeah, it was really kind of interesting.
That is a pretty lame parade. It's really fun to be in because it's really usually, not this year, it's really a packed route and it's really short.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun because you get like the cheering and everything. There aren't any blank spaces. And you're not exhausted at the end of it.
Right.
Yeah.
However, it was kind of hard to judge this year because there were fewer people in the parade, even though there were 44 entries, and there were fewer people watching the parade.
I think a lot of people traveled this year for 4th of July. The airport was very impacted, and I think people were trying to get out. I mean, I know people who travel every 4th of July. And in fact, we have some friends who, in the previous administration, would go watch fireworks from the White House lawn.
Wow.
Which was great. I'm not sure how they scored that, but a friend of ours and his daughter would go, and that was really great. And so I know people who would like travel to go see family. It's a 3-day weekend. It's a good opportunity to do that and whatnot. But the 4th of July parade here in Westchester is like the big deal parade. They used to have a Christmas parade. And if Colleen described this one as kind of sad, the Christmas parade was downright pathetic.
This one was just kind of sad because it felt like there were so many groups of, like this school, and there would be a banner that said what the school was, and then there would be a really long, 40 people walking
Right, just
all
like a
stretched out.
clump of people. Yeah.
But not even a clump. They were all stretched out really far apart from each other. And they weren't, for the most part, I mean, like a couple of the schools, they had matching shirts, but there weren't, and there was no way to tell what they were if you missed that front
Missed the banner, yeah.
And they weren't doing anything. They were just walking down the middle of the street talking to each other.
That yeah, that could be a problem. And one of the things that was interesting, so we were entry number 8, which was the 501st Rebel Legion Mandalorian Mercs Road Squadron, of which I was the only Road Squadron member. Everybody else has had medical issues or their cars being fixed or things like that. So it was just me. So they told us, like, at the beginning to keep this long space in between the thing. And so like I'm sitting there at the start line waiting to go, and the car group in front of us went a full block, like up to the next stop sign before they told us to go. And they're like, keep that space. I'm like, okay. Wow. Yeah, so that was kind of weird. It was like, it was unnecessary to space them out that much. The LA Ghostbusters made an appearance. They were like number 40 something, I think.
And I felt kind of bad because I was kind of under the understanding that it wouldn't make a difference whether I was in the parade or not, because there were plenty of people and in the Star Wars group, and it turned out that there were not plenty of people.
We did have a really light group.
It was a really light group, and it felt very similar. Like all of the groups seemed to be really down.
Yeah. Like down in numbers.
Oh, okay.
Not just down in numbers, down in energy, down in enthusiasm. It, like, everybody was just sort of on autopilot.
I have to tell you, I wasn't sure I was going to do it. And I almost called it off. And in fact, I sent a note to the 501st, because we didn't enter even as a separate group this year. I'm like, just pile me in with the 501st. That makes me happy. And I talked to William, who said, yeah, no worries. And I said, hey, I might not make it because I'm not feeling really great. And part of that was not feeling physically well, and part of that was not feeling emotionally well. Like, I'm not very patriotic right now. I'm angry.
Yeah, the 3rd was a lot for everyone who is not a MAGA.
Right. And so I'm kind of very angry at the way we're treating our own citizens right now. And so, as much as I love my country, do not get me wrong, I absolutely love my country, I am very angry with it right now. And so I almost didn't do it.
Yeah.
The other part of it was the picture I'm showing you now, if you can see the video, is a picture of my car, which had a brand new bumper put on it after having damaged it on some road debris on the way back on a trip. And so I started to tape it off last Thursday night, and I forgot we had a show. I remembered the show, and I did the stuff I needed to do for the show, and then I completely forgot about it while I was taping up, because I'm a very sort of single-minded kind of person. I was one of those guys who
ADHD.
Right. I got marks off when I was a kid for not multitasking well, which on a report card showed up under does not use time wisely. I mean, it basically meant you couldn't multitask well. And so anyway, I taped all this off. I put the plastic on. I did all this kind of stuff. And then, of course, we did the show. I let it sit on the grass here overnight. And then I did the paint for it. I started spray painting it and getting all the paint on it. And I got the paint done so that the bumper matched the rest of the car an hour before the parade. And so, took the tape off. It's not perfect, but then, it's supposed to be beat up anyway, and did that. But we got it down there. I got some decorations on the car. We had a very light group of some of the diehard 501st people, and which was pretty good.
Oh, there we go. I see it now.
So we had a couple of stormtroopers, of course, which was pretty great. The fire department in the background there are our local fire station. I call them Red 5 because Red 5. They're really great. That's where we go to
Yeah.
vote, is over at their fire station. And so so we had some good guys hanging out with us. This is Eric, I think, as a Tuscan, and he came down. We had a Jawa, which was cool, who's being stalked by Superman. We'll talk more about Superman later.
Oh dear.
And I got some great decorations on. I found these really neat things on Amazon that I'm really grateful that I bought, which are magnets with loops on them so that you could put zip ties through them. And I put every decoration on my car on with these things, and boy, was that nice. Easy, just boom, piece of cake, some zip ties, all of the little garlands up over the top of the car. Those are held on by the magnets. I think I got like 20 of them in a bag.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good purchase right there. I recommend that to anybody who's doing parades and stuff. And so anyway, I felt reasonably presentable for having my bumper painted. Apparently, if they shut a road down, it shows up as black on my GPS, which is a thing I've never noticed before.
Huh.
Having used the GPS, so I'm like, what does black mean? And I'm like, oh, black means they've shut the road down. So apparently, my GPS, even though it's not like Google Maps or anything, is fairly up to date, which was kind of nice.
Oh, that's good.
And this is a different event, which I don't know if I should talk about the next day. Do we have more to say about the 4th of July?
We went to the barbecue, and it was a small group there as well, and had some tasty food.
Mm-hmm. And how many fireworks did we see?
0.
Right, 0. We did not watch fireworks.
Right. Is that okay?
Well, I mean, everybody usually watches fireworks on 4th of July.
Yeah, we
did not.
The party broke up before dark, and so we didn't walk out to the bluffs and watch fireworks. We just kind of went home and watched TV
whatever.
and went to bed.
We had actually had a very nice invite from one of our neighbors to go over to his place, and we
were too tired.
We were too socialed out.
Yeah.
It was it. So, no fireworks for us.
Fireworks.
And I don't feel bad about that.
After the family thing, I went to work, and it was crazy busy there.
Yeah, not a surprise. A lot of people on my Facebook page are like, I'm going to go on the 4th of July, and it's going to be awesome. And it's like, it's going to be busy.
It's like the busiest. It's like the busiest day at Disneyland is the 4th.
Right. Although I don't know how many.
They have a special fireworks display for the 4th.
Oh, do they? I don't.
It's different than the one they're doing right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many people's passes were active that day too. I feel like a lot of them were blocked out.
I don't know.
So.
Yeah, I don't know,
I mean,
but boy, it was awfully crowded.
The first two levels of passes, like the lowest 2 levels of annual passes, were blocked out because they're blocked out.
They're blocked out all summer.
of July.
Yeah.
There's like a week of June and 2 weeks of August that they're not blocked out usually.
Okay.
So yeah, then Saturday,
Wow.
Sean had a car show.
I did. Some friends of ours volunteer at the International Printing Museum. And so when I went to high school at Newbury Park High, had a attendance of about 2,200 kids, reasonably sized high school. In the 1980s, they started trimming all of the shop classes. So wood shop was gone, electronics shop was gone, auto shop was gone. There was one shop class you could still take. They got rid of metal shop. You could take print shop. And print shop was going to be canceled unless they got enough students. Now, print shop's a really weird shop class to have in a high school. And I used to do, much like Jeff's little Autopia passes and things, I used to like recreate historical documents or make fictional documents. Or at some point, I was actually sort of counterfeiting our off-campus passes for school, the little stickers that went on your ID. And so I used to do that kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, it'd be great to have my own letterhead, my own business cards, and things like that. It's one of the things that eventually led me to getting a free lunch at Club 33 when I was in college, because I was doing that kind of stuff all the time. And so I thought that I would take this class. We got enough people to do it. They went ahead with it, and they were gonna cancel it at the end of the year, and that was gonna be it. But what we did is we turned it into a business. And so we went to all the local businesses and said, hey, we can do your menus, we can do your flyers, we can do your posters, we could do whatever. We talked to the various schools with sports teams and things, and we made it into a self-sustaining class, which was really cool. And so of course, the administration didn't mind it. They let it hang on at least until I graduated, and then I'm sure they threw everything on the trash heap. So in the backyard of this international print museum, and what is their normal parking lot, they invited a whole bunch of cars, which are all really great, beautiful, classic cars. Here's a
That's a beauty.
yeah, and it's Rally Sport Z28 Camaro, which is just absolutely beautiful. And so I was the odd man out, as I often am with my Star Wars car. I asked them if they wanted other cars. They're like, no, just you. Just come on down. We like you. I'm like, okay. Which was really funny. And so they had some really great cars. This is
Cool.
this car had a license plate on it that said scalped. Because it had been chopped and lowered. The guy who owned the car didn't do it. He bought it this way, and it's
nice.
like
Okay.
it's like Studebaker level. It's like our Studebaker. It needs
Like a Mercury?
it needs love. It's rusting. It's in rough shape, but it drives. So we brought
man.
it there. Like the nicest thing on the car are
Good
the
old
wheels.
Mercury.
Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful car. There were some even older ones, cars from the 1920s and the 1912s, which were really great.
Wow.
Just, the full on, Bugsy Malone gangster car things going on, which were really fun. There was an old Bentley from the 1920s, I think.
Nice.
Really gorgeous looking Bentley. I'm always tickled by Bentleys because they have a winged logo that a lot of people confuse my car with, and they're like, "You did that to a Bentley?" I'm like, "No, dude, it's a Hyundai. Just chill." But that's always kind of funny. This car here is from 1912, and it was a ground up restoration. This board in front of it, underneath the headlights, documents the entire restoration of it, and
Wow.
I love
Awesome.
I love the things like they have the tonneau roof on it. That's the fabric convertible roof that has straps that run down to the fenders to keep it from flying off. And look at the size of the engine compartment for how big that car is. The engine's just like this little thing. And it's pretty
Can't
great.
do anything.
Anyway, they did a really great job. This car, I think, lives at the museum. I think it's there all the time. There, I noticed in the
Really?
corner they had some extra fenders over on a pile in the corner for them, which was really funny. So I think someone who works at the museum owns it.
Oh.
This is back to the. It's a Pontiac, I think. It's the one we thought was a Mercury. Which is fun. It actually looks like a toy, doesn't it? It's this has this little sort of force perspective thing. Makes it look
Oh, I
like
see. Yeah,
like
yeah.
a toy.
Yeah.
This was my little setup. I brought some of the remote control guys, drove them around for a while, had some fun, and put the Star Wars stuff out. And what usually happens at events like this is the kids look at the cars and go, "Yeah, cool cars," and then they come over to my car and they're like, "Oh!" They freak out because they relate to Star Wars a little more than classic cars. So. I feel like I perform a, vital service. This Chevy Nova was called Novocaine, which I thought was really funny. It's absolutely beautiful paint on it. This was one of the older cars.
Oh, wow.
That had this just really great hood ornament that was pretty amazing. It's kind of like
Looks like the 70s.
The hood ornament.
The Nova.
Mm.
The Nova looked like a 70s.
It is,
Nova.
yeah. It's like a 74, something like that.
And pretty cool.
I don't remember what this one was, but it looked like it was going to eat you if you walked up too close to it. And then the printing museum themselves, they have a traveling print trailer that they drag around, and they can go to a school. They can deploy this thing and do actual printing right there, show you how the presses work. They can make cards for the kids and posters for their schools and all this kind of stuff, like right off this trailer. And it's a great way to do community outreach. And it talks about the entire history of printing and where it came from. And, the big pictures on the wings there kind of show how far back printing goes and how it changed over the centuries. Really kind of cool stuff. This car, Georgette, apparently it's called, it's a Nash Metropolitan. And I like the guys who do something kind of fun. This guy had like a little car hop McDonald's tray on the side, which was kind of funny.
Oh, nice.
And I had to go find the owner of this, Jeff, because the owner had this sticker on the back of his car. He said somebody gave it to him, but he didn't say why. But the sticker that says "Hooper drives the boat, Chief" from Jaws. So I thought,
I've seen a few of those.
Was really funny, and I'm like, I gotta go find that guy. And it was fun on the little Metropolitan, which I think Kelly used to own one of these.
That's cool.
Kelly, who's listening right now, had like a little blue one, I think. They're adorable cars. We were going to paint cow spots on it at one point. I don't think this is a real 1940s poster. It just seems more modern than that to me, but it's me. I don't know if they printed these here at the museum on old printers or whatnot, but they do a lot of posters and things for movies and whatnot. Ben Affleck notwithstanding. There were Shriner cars, because one of the volunteers is a Shriner, and so they brought his tiny little parade Shriner cars, which were really fun.
It was Bill, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Bill. And
nice.
Somebody had a little pedal car, a little tow truck, like tow mater pedal car. It was very fun.
Nice.
The X1000, because if you put an X and a big number behind it, it sounds so futuristic and cool.
Of course.
One more of those little cars. And on the trailer, they brought 4 of them total. This guy showed up a little late, and I didn't get a picture of his engine bay, but in the engine bay, he had a where his windshield wiper fluid should be. He had a Pepto-Bismol bottle, which was
of course
in keeping with the whole pink display, which was great. He was a real nice guy to talk to, and this was a expensive, long labor of love for him. He always loved this car.
Bet.
He wanted to do something cool with it, and threw a lot of money at it. This one was pretty wicked. The Pontiac, just a great muscle car. Really fun. And all told, there were like maybe 15 of these. This was a Rocket 88, which I don't think I'd ever seen in person before. Oldsmobile. And it was fun to see how they carried the Rocket motif around. Of course, it's the hood ornament, as you would expect.
Oh, yeah.
But,
pretty darn cool.
The inside clusters and stuff had that kind of like, rocket vibe to it, which was really cool. This is a legitimate 1956 license plate, and this is what the classic car plates looked like back in the day, with the years stamped into them the year you bought your car. And then this one is a fake one, and the person that came in on this little tiny car, it was a 1991 Nissan that they never sold in the United States. It was right-hand drive, and they wanted to make it look like it was a 1956. So they faked up, they took their regular license plate, painted it yellow, and then faked it up as this 1956. So this is the old one. This is the new one, rather. And this is the old one.
Okay.
And he got pretty close. The font's a little off, but it's not bad. I thought it was kind of cool. And then, yeah, I mean, just I could show you stuff from the museum all day. They printed lots of big posters and things. This poster has an actual printing press on it. That is one of the presses that they have in the museum. They did a lot of movie poster stuff, so these are big printer's blocks that are like 1.5 by 2 foot long for giant movie posters. Okay. So Proudly We Hail, Coney Island, a bunch of things like that. They also did posters for the circus, and so these 3 blocks make the poster on the end in the different colors. And so the blue, the red, and the yellow all overlay in registration to create blue, yellow, red, and black, which is pretty great. It's a really neat place to go. This is the press that was on that poster. If you've never been there, it's worth checking out, especially when they do a big event like this. They let you do a bunch of printing. They let you do make end papers, marbled end papers that you see in books. They taught you how to do that. They had all sorts of like hands-on stuff that was really fun. This is the kind of printing I used to do in high school on plates, and so we would burn our graphics onto metal plates like this, and then those metal plates would go into these. This is an A.B. Dick printer that's very similar to the kind of printers I used to use, and probably the most modern printer they have in the entire place that isn't a inkjet connected to their computer. And it used to print posters like this, and so you can see you'd run them through 4 times on 4 different colors on the different plates, and then you would get a full color saturation poster, which was great. And that's the kind of stuff I used to do in high school. It was a blast. Absolutely love it. And having access to that when you didn't have inkjet or laserjet printers yet, it's amazing that I'm not in jail for like counterfeiting money or something. It was sort of a lot of power to wield. And we all had business cards. You could take stacks of $1 bills that you got fresh from the bank. Yeah. You'd get like $20, and then you'd put the pad glue on the end of them so that you would have a pad of money, and you would just tear one off and hand it to somebody. It was. Oh, okay. Oh, we had so much fun. It was really great. Anyway, the car show was a blast. The museum is terrific. It's in Torrance. It's called the International Printing Museum. It is really worth your time. They teach classes on these presses, and they teach you how to do all sorts of amazing skills. You could sign up for a class if you want to learn old school printing. If you've got a project you're working on, they'll help you with the project. If you're an artist, or if you just want to know, just want to do something a little different, you can. It was a really neat thing.
That's cool.
I brought Chopper out. He was fun. Anyway, it was a really terrific day. Hot. We all baked. I came home with a massive sunburn, I think. And it was terrific though. So if you get a chance to go down there, see when their special events are, and they also have a typewriter expo. So if you like typewriters, that's a pretty good thing to do as well. You can go down there and look at different machines and talk about stuff like that. So love all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
I was supposed to go to a sewing circle, but I only went on the field trip to a fabric store instead. The fabric store was okay.
Ooh.
It was, but then on the way home from there, I stopped at another fabric store that was bigger. Had more fabric. So I was able to find the fabric I needed at the second store.
Well, and it's such a dying breed to go to those things.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. It was crazy. And then Sunday, I actually sewed most of the day Sunday.
So the project you're working on right now, Colleen, you have a dress you're working on.
I do.
And you're also taking a jacket that you bought up at Lucasfilm and you're shortening it?
It's not a jacket, but it will be when I'm done with it. It's a shirt.
Oh, it's a shirt. Okay,
Yeah, and when I put it on, when I got it home, I realized, I really wanted a jacket. I didn't want a shirt. Lightweight jacket, very
Right.
lightweight.
Okay.
It's denim. And
Oh,
so
all right.
I have shortened it, and now I'm going to put a cuff around the bottom of it so that it'll be a short, like waist length jacket.
So you're taking like I wear a BDU shirt as a jacket all the time with Ghostbusters gear on it.
Yeah.
And so it's lightweight. It's a nice sort of like windbreakery kind of thing, even though it's really a military shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And you're taking this one, which was a similar thing, and now you're making like an Eisenhower kind of jacket out of it with a waistband. And
The waistband will be right at like where
Oh.
at my natural waist.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah,
It's looking good so far, and it's a nice shirt. I remember when you bought it, you brought it home, and you were regretful. You're like, oh, what did I buy this for?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you found a really good use for it.
Right, because I didn't end up liking liking it as a shirt. It doesn't work for me as a shirt, but as a jacket, it's perfect.
Awesome.
So I'm very happy with that.
Cool.
And then I'm also working on. There's a group of us who are making fruit and vegetable themed dresses. And so I have picked pineapples, and we're making them in 1930s and 40s patterns. And I have previously made a
Oh, cool,
1940s house dress, and so I just pulled out the same pattern and I'm doing it over again so that I didn't have to do as much work.
Okay, you say just pulled out the same pattern, but what you really mean was hunted until you found it.
Yeah. Hunted until I found the pattern, realized that I must have thrown out the tracing that I did of it because like this particular pattern is no longer available. And so if I cut the pattern to my size and I want to make it again someday in the future, I wouldn't be able to if I cut it to my size if I were a different size. So, or if I wanted to loan it to somebody, then I wouldn't be able to because it would have been cut. So I trace the fabric or the pattern. And I think we talked about this last week, the X-ray viewer that Sean brought into the house, and he's like, you can use this as a light box.
Right.
Okay.
And when she says
Oh,
X-ray
yeah,
viewer,
yeah.
it's basically a 2 foot by 4 foot long or 5 foot long box that you stick the X-rays into so that they light up from the back. So you can review this. So you've seen them in like every medical drama, every hospital you've ever been in. I put it back in the garage, and I always forget how heavy it is until I go to move it. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, this would be a great light box, and it'll be real convenient. And then the reality is that like I need a hand truck to move it because it's steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredibly heavy and
Yeah, but it worked
bulky
great.
sucker.
I'm glad at least that.
But it's always very frustrating to me to sew anything other than like any clothing for myself other than a skirt, because I change sizes so rapidly.
Right.
Not like I gain and lose weight, but like my shoulders are one size and my chest is another size and my waist is another size. And it's all very abrupt.
Oh.
And so it's very difficult to get those curves right.
At least you have figured out how to compensate for that, though, and that's.
I mean,
better,
somewhat.
better than most people. Who I've
It's-
seen a lot of people who can't do that. So
It's
Oh.
shaking my fist at
right. Arr.
that.
That's
So
pretty funny.
yeah, but I am very pleased with the accessory notions that I've pulled together for it and everything. So that's nice. And then I
Oh, that's good.
I mentioned earlier that I took the day off work yesterday. I went to a friend's house. 3 of us went over to a friend's house and we all sewed. And so I spent most of the day just basting the dress together and then had people help me fit it. So that was
okay.
that was what I did.
Sweet.
And you already talked about Disneyland.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to bring something up that I thought was sort of doofy because I'm a fan of junk cereal. I like little kid cereal.
Ouch.
It's like if I have a weird
Yeah.
little vice, it's probably that.
That's your only.
It's not my only, but like it's my daily vice.
Just the
I
one.
like I don't drink coffee every day, but I like having a bowl of Lucky Charms or something, right? And so I talked last week about how the Fantastic Four was on a bunch of boxes and things, and so I started doing, eating some of these Fantastic Four things. And one of the things was we got the Pop-Tarts. So these are the Pop-Tarts, which are printed with Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman. And, sometimes they work a little better than others. Mr. Fantastic looks a little wet over there. He got a little wet. But anyway, it's kind of a cute deal. And then on the cereal boxes, they have one character per box. And so, like, say, Lucky Charms has the Invisible Girl on it, which is fine. And on the back of it, it's got this thing where you get to do a decoder wheel and message, right? And I love stuff like that. And I have since I was a kid. We used to make our own decoder wheels and things like that. But part of the problem that's with this box is that they didn't do the decoder wheel right. So I'm gonna show you the decoder wheel they have here. I'll give you a minute to see if you can figure it out. So this is the decoder wheel, right? And so you align the arrows, which align the letters, which allow you to do the decoder wheel. And so you're supposed to decode this message, which I'm already having a problem with because the area that you're supposed to fill in is dark blue, which is about the same color of the ink of the pen you're likely to use to fill it out. The numbers down there that you're supposed to look up, those are all white, but you can't really write on the blue part. So that's a problem. That's problem one. Problem two.
That's a difficulty.
Right. Problem two is this decoder wheel. So it's got numbers around the outside. Great. One for each of the letters of the alphabet. It's got alphabet letters there in the middle. That's all terrific. It's a wheel that can spin, but there's really only one index point on there, which are the arrows, which is the only one you really need. And they're like, you can use this for your friends and write messages. So I'm going to spin the wheel to a different thing. And so it's not very useful because the letters all face the same direction, which is like a real problem. And so, like, as a kid who used to make his own decoder wheels, you know that a decoder wheel is it's a thing that you're able to rotate, and you tell which number you're setting the thing on, so that it all works. And so here is like a decoder wheel as it should be, where you look up the letter and then you look up the other letter and it's fine. Or you can do rows of letters in each one and say, okay, we're going to use code 8, and you would take the little wheel on the inside with an arrow and you would spin it over and point it at 8, and that would change all the values of the letters and stuff. So it's a cereal box. It's not that hard. And so I just thought it was really kind of dippy. And my question is, and feel free to answer this in the chat. My question is this: is this because we have aged past the group of people who used to use decoder wheels, and they just don't know and didn't bother to look it up? Or is it just a bad graphic designer and he's just like, I don't really care? And they couldn't really figure it out. Because, and I mentioned this to Colleen, it's a lot more work to do what they did on here, to get all of these letters to be in this orientation, than to fan them out the way they're supposed to be fanned out all the way around it. This is harder. This takes a lot more time. I can do the real decoder wheel style really fast. It's like a 5-minute thing. This is like a half hour to an hour to do. So it was just kind of weird. And anyway, it was one of those things that made me feel really old. And because I love stuff like this. I love doing the stuff on the back of cereal boxes. Give me a word search or a crossword puzzle or, a maze, stuff like that. I will completely admit it. I am like a 8-year-old at heart. I love that. This was like the dumbest wheel. And if you get all 4 cereal boxes, the messages on the back of the boxes change, but the wheel is identical. So the wheel isn't any different. So you can't go, hey, use wheel number 2 for our secret message. So basically anybody who bought the cereal box and has the wheel can decipher your secret code. Because there's only one way to do the secret code.
Well, that's a pain.
Yeah, it's dumb.
That seems like a total mess.
Right. Well, and it's a dumb gripe on my part, but just from like I love creativity and I love stuff like this. I would love to have a job doing that, like doing the back of cereal boxes. Oh my God, what an amazing job that would be!
Jeez Louise.
And I would want to do right by these kids. Didn't you love the cereal box stuff when you were a kid, or the toy that they gave you inside? Or I mean, some of them were really dumb. Like I remember a Casper the Friendly Ghost thing that was like a spiral stick with a handle on it, and you screwed Casper on it, and you whipped him off, and he flew or something. But then they had stuff like Freakies cereals, which Freakies had a bunch of monsters as their mascots. And you would get these little cars that came with a balloon. You'd blow up the balloon, and it would power the car with air. And that was like, that was great. I love stuff like that. And
or you get the submarine with like baking soda.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would like rise and fall in the sink or the tub. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And I feel this may just be a thing that has happened since like Cracker Jack went to having paper toys inside, where it's like, here's a tattoo or here's a sticker, or even worse, lately one of the last Cracker Jacks I got, now they're QR codes, and they're like, scan this QR code to go play a game. I'm like, oh guys,
like it's really weak.
Yeah, it really bummed me out. Oh well.
What happened?
It's it's not an earth-shattering thing.
Conventions for that.
Right. It's not going to end my life, but it's a thing that I noticed that I'm just like, wait a minute, how do you mess this up that badly? It was just kind of really funny. So big thumbs down to General Mills, man. He blew it.
Yeah. I think on when did I see this? I saw the Jurassic World movie, the new one with Scarlett Johansson in it.
Yes.
Such, and Mahershala Ali.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Mahershala Ali. He's my favorite. He's my favorite person in the movie. And there's a cute little Triceratops. But what are they calling about? Oh, my work called me.
Tell them you're on the air.
Yeah, my work. I know you were talking about Disneyland. What the hell?
That's right.
Anyway, I wrote a whole thing on like the OC Ghostbusters about it, because I was like, we're gonna rate this, and it was just because I'd seen it, and I wasn't real thrilled with the movie because the first thing was that there's kind of a rule with movies that I'm not real fond. I mean, I like this rule, and I don't like movies that break it. And the rule is basically show, don't tell.
Right.
And that means like, hey, let's have somebody talk about something they did.
Right. Image over
or
exposition.
Something in the past instead of it had way too much exposition. In the
too
movie
bad
for that. This bugged the heck out of me. I was so bored. Hoping for the dinosaurs basically to eat the cast.
Will you eat the people? They won't stop talking.
Yeah, so like, they're the heroes. Eat them, please. Just end the movie.
Right. Hold on a quick second. Hold that thought, because we've hit the top of the hour, and let me jump in.
Oh yeah.
And remind you all that if you are hearing the sound of our voice and you cannot see our faces, you are listening to sci-fi.radio. Sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. That's a URL. Just type it right in. Sci-fi.radio, and it'll get you right there. And we have music and shows and stuff like there 24/7. We have a schedule up there to make it easy on you, and the schedule will organize the shows based on your local time zone. So you have no excuse. when to listen in. If you are watching us, you could be doing it on Facebook or on Twitch or on YouTube. Any of those things are completely acceptable, and we are very grateful for your company wherever you do it. I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
I guess I'm calling Kaylee Crosby because Jeff didn't seem to say anything.
Oh, Jeff took his headphones off.
Oh.
There we go.
He's probably listening to his
There
message
you go.
from
Sorry
work.
about that.
Yeah, no worries.
It was a voicemail message from work today. Would you like to come in early? And my answer without calling them back was no.
Well, not tonight, for sure.
No, for tomorrow. I picked up a shift for tomorrow, and I did not have a shift, and I need the hours. And they gave me the 8-hour shift when I called earlier today. And they're like, "Would you be interested in coming in earlier?" No.
No,
really.
I would not.
Fine.
Tell the people who you are.
Huh?
Tell the people who you are. What's your name?
Who I am?
Yeah.
I mean,
We introduced ourselves, but you had your headphones off.
oh, Jeff Soledano. We forgot the middle of the show thing. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
No, we didn't forget. You did.
We did the
I
middle of the
did.
show thing while you were listening to your things.
Yeah, it was like, I know, message.
And I will take the time right now to say thank you
Yeah.
to Kit Boba-Kit Sovine, who throws our document together and keeps us on the straight path here during the show. So
Yeah.
that's pretty funny. Okay, so you were talking about
Yes.
Jurassic Park and how they were saying and not showing.
Yeah, and it was a lot. I mean, it was throughout the entire movie. I was just sitting there going, "Please, can I hit the fast forward button?" Because I was just dragged on and on.
I just want to see dinosaurs eat
yeah.
people.
Yeah. And I like Gareth Edwards movies. Like, I loved his Godzilla and his movie Monsters that he did, and of course Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but this one, I don't know. I think someone said that there was possibly some interference by Universal, and there's a good chance there was. Who knows? Because even the creator was really good too. But this, I don't know what happened. You know, that was the main problem with it for me. The main issue was like that, and the fact that the main characters who you're supposed to care about, like Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and their characters,
Right.
you're supposed to really like them. You know, you're supposed to love them because they're the main guys. You know.
Well, that's the stress. If you don't care
Yeah.
about them, you don't care if they get eaten.
Yeah, and there's a family that's in it too. Father and two kids, and I cared about them because they didn't go on and yammer on about stuff that happened before with them. You know, it was just typical
Right.
kind of stuff, and it worked. And the way they evolved, the family was good. They were 3-dimensional, but everyone else was just cardboard cutouts I could knock over and couldn't care less about.
I liked the bearded doc. I didn't see the movie, but I like just on principle the bearded doctor guy because he got to play on the soundtrack. And I don't know if I told the
that's what I
story
heard
last
about,
week,
yeah.
but I think that's really cool that he got to play the little musical theme of his character meeting the dinosaurs. I just like the thing of it. Otherwise, I have no real connection to it other than I will usually go see a Scarlett Johansson movie just because Scarlett Johansson is in it.
Yeah. It's also like David Kapp wrote it, you know, and then and I think the reason why it did, in my opinion, why it wasn't written as well is probably because Michael Crichton worked on the other ones with him. So, you know, I think that's why. I don't know if he's,
well,
you know, what happened there.
You would think some of that would rub off because, like Dave Filoni worked with George Lucas, and people now go to him as the sort of expert on what would George do, kind of a deal. Michael Crichton, of course, has passed away, but having worked with him, you would think that he would sort of understand him and apply that to the stories.
Yeah.
Although that said, Dave Filoni also does whatever Dave wants to do that makes Dave happy versus what George would actually do. So,
yeah. So, so for me, the best thing was that family. A character named Dolores go see the movie if you want to know who that is. I'll say it later when we're past spoiler. And a sleepy dinosaur.
And a
That's all I'm
sleepy
saying.
dinosaur.
And
Okay.
that's as spoiler as I'm going to get. Those three things are the best part of the movie.
Two Th's, several A's.
I mean,
and
the
a little
dinosaurs.
A's.
Yeah, the dinosaurs look good, and they're you know, so it was good for the short amount of time that they were on screen. They were good, but just needed some more, you know, a little more to it than what they did.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, that's my take.
Well, there you go. Well, we haven't seen it. If we go see a movie soon, it will probably be Superman, I'm guessing.
No.
Yeah.
No?
Fantastic Four.
Oh,
Well, it's opening in 2 weeks.
Superman opens Friday, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not planning
Yeah,
to see
tomorrow.
Superman.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Sorry, I'm not, like, I don't know, Christopher Reeve, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, this looks better than the last crop of Superman movies, and it has Rachel Brosnahan in
undoubtedly,
it.
Yeah.
And it has, what's his face in it that we like, whose name I can't remember. Although he's playing Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah. He's
I guess I
he's
just
the beast
didn't
in the,
didn't have
other
that
stuff.
in my plans upcoming.
It has David Corenswet, whom I don't know very well. Alan Tudyk is in it. Bradley Cooper, Michael Rooker is in it. Rachel Brosnahan. And where's Lex Luthor? I don't see him listed here.
I
I hate the new.
can't think of his name.
I absolutely hate the
I mean,
new
he's in
IMDb.
another movie. He's been in another movie with a bald head, you know. So
Right, Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult is Lex
Yeah.
Luthor, and I hear he's really good in it. People like him as like one of the better Lex Luthors, which is good because it's hard to pull. It's hard to compare, as Colleen mentioned, with the original Superman movie. And Gene Hackman is Lex Luthor. Oh my God! You know, how do you top that? You know, I like a lot of the actors in this, and I'm willing to give this a shot, largely because it's a different take than the last one. Although it is kind of funny, and I was going to talk about this later in the show, which I could, or we could talk about it right now.
Just talk about it now.
The Superman is getting review bombed, and basically people who haven't seen it are slamming it all over the place. But what's really funny is that people on social media are hitting it with this thing where they're showing a scene of Superman getting pummeled by a villain and go, you know, I can't believe they're doing this to Superman, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. And like, well, Superman's not, you know, completely invulnerable. And if you go back to the Snyder movie trilogy, in the middle of the Snyder films, he got the snot beat out of him and thrown through several buildings and swung around by his cape, and like equally as bad as this clip that they're showing for this new movie. And on top of that, Superman died in the Snyder movies.
Yeah, Doomsday killed him.
Right. So I mean, come on. People have seriously got some massive blinders on.
I
want
to see it. I'm sorry. I was just going to say I wanted to see the new movie for one reason. That's Crypto.
Crypto looks pretty fun, right? Well, that was all Colleen needed to go see Deadpool. Was
Crypto a dog?
Put a dog in it. Yeah, Crypto is the super dog.
Yes.
I want to see Nathan Fillion be an a-hole as Guy Gardner.
It is an awfully cute dog.
So,
I don't think I really had Superman on my radar all that much.
Right. Well, I mean, they've been talking about it forever, but it's mostly been angry people talking it down. So it's easy to dismiss.
Why are people hating on it?
Oh, because it's not Christopher Reeve, or it's not. It's not Zack Snyder, or it's.
I just didn't really have it on my radar.
Right. Nobody's seen the movie, but it's already too woke. And it's a case of
course it's woke.
This Superman is really close to the comic books, and I'll tell you right now that if you ever read the Superman comic books, they had some really dumb stuff in there, and they make fun of it here. They bring some things up that you never really haven't thought about in decades. There's all sorts of stuff going on. It's a modern day take on the Superman, but I'll tell you one thing that gives me a little hope about it is Will Reeve is in it, who is Chris's son, and he did a couple days on set. He watched David Cornsweet do some scenes, and when David came over to meet him, he said, "Look, you don't need this from me, and it's not a thing I need to do, but you are doing an amazing job, and for what it's worth, you have my blessing as Chris's son. You're doing a really good job.
That's nice.
This is great." Yeah. So he's on board with it, and I don't know. That just makes me feel good. He's right. It's not a thing he needed to do, and it's not a thing that's important, but it's just nice to get that little nod. And James Gunn is a comic book fanatic, and so he's throwing all sorts of weird stuff in there. And this Superman is going to be a lot like the comics, which we haven't had in decades. Everything's been dark and
That's
grim.
also nice to see Michael Rooker and something else with him again. So
Right, exactly. So I think that I am interested in seeing this. I would like to see it, and I feel like it could be pretty fun.
Well, maybe not until Sunday evening at the earliest.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to get in line tomorrow or anything. So, but anyway.
Are we going to move on to Star Wars at some point?
Yeah, I have more to talk about on Superman, but we can wait for sure. Jeff.
Oh, you can continue.
No,
with Star Wars.
because it's
Superman.
kind of switching gears.
Okay.
So, Jeff, let's get the Star Wars history going.
Yes. Okay. Dun, da, 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 da. July 10th, 1930 is the first birthday. That is Bruce Boa, or Bruce Bowe. I'm not really sure how he pronounces it. He played General Riken in Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. And,
a death mark's not an easy thing to live with.
And 161 other roles. So I mean, not just the one thing, but I'm just checking to see. He was also in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Oh, who did he play there?
Yeah. He played Ambassador Kerens, 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 Kerens.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. But he was guard supervisor in Slipstream. I don't know who that is.
Funny.
But I don't know if it was these were big things like the Bourne Identity. I guess he was.
He was in.
It was a miniseries.
He was in Full Metal Jacket as a Army colonel. He was in the James Bond movie Octopussy. He was one of those American actors in England who basically is like, we need an American, and so they would cast him in stuff.
Yeah. So just like not a major role, just like in the scene roles where he'd say something like he was a policeman in Return to Oz,
right?
Kind of thing.
And he always did just like these little bit parts. There's very little in his career where he did more than like 2 episodes of anything. But his career goes back to 1959.
The astronaut, yeah. So I've never actually watched those other things, but he did have a pretty good chunk of stuff. So that's pretty darn cool. I like to see that they have a large body of work other than just Star Wars.
Right. Well, and I say that that he like got the American roles a lot, even though he was actually Canadian. So, but they cast him as American all the time, as kind of a John Wayne-ish sort of dude. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. We have July 5th, 1948. And that's when William Hootkins was born. The unfortunately named Porkins from New Hope.
Yeah, come on, George. What the hell?
Yeah. Porkins. Flash Gordon, Munson, Eckhart, and Batman. Major Eaton. So he had 125 other parts. So
well, and he had good
like that.
character roles. Like so of course he was in the '89 Batman movie, and he was part of the Laurel and Hardy government team that came to talk to Indiana Jones, who told him that they gave the Ark to top men. He was part of that team, which was great. I mean, he just had some really memorable stuff, and it's just kind of a dick move that they named him Porkins. I'm like, really? Come on.
Yeah, Porkins.
Yeah.
That was a bit much. Yeah.
Oh well.
But yeah, I mean, he's had not a whole lot of big roles since then, but he had very little things, especially Superman 4, the bad one. Harry Howler, whoever the heck that character was, who was in there?
Island of Dr.
Cool.
Moreau. He was the Crimson Dynamo in the Iron Man cartoon. Neverending Story 3.
Yeah.
It's some interesting stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. He had a lot, and I'm glad to see, again, big thing. Big repertoire.
He was in Blackadder the Second too, which was great.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. But again, he was also one of those Americans in the UK who found he got a lot more work there than here.
Yeah, there were a lot of actors like in Japan. There are a few American actors that were in Japan back in like the 60s and such.
Yeah,
they had a bunch of roles over there because they needed an American in their movie to play a character.
Well, and that's what what's his name? Cliff Clavin did. John Ratzenberger. He also went over. That's how he ended up in The Empire Strikes Back. Is he was doing the same thing.
Yeah. July 10th, 1949. That's when Winston, I'm going to say Record, was born. He was the voice of Mungo Baobab in Droids. Good luck. Figure that one out. 83 other roles. So,
I love when we run into a guy who we just don't even know at all.
Yeah, from the cartoon. So that's his connection to Star Wars. But I mean, if you want to go into other things that he did, that would be genre Supernatural. He was on that for an episode. Battlestar Galactica for a couple here and there.
Well, and he's got a couple of things. Like he was the lead in a TV series called Adderley, where he did 44 episodes in the 80s, and then after that he did something called Neon Rider, where he did 64 episodes of that. I mean, he got these lead roles in some kind of, doofy shows.
Yeah. So I can only understand, I can only guess that some of these like Neon Rider, it looks like live action.
It's live action and it's about horses, not motorcycles. Because I'm picturing like Automan or something, right? And no, it's horses.
Yeah.
It's like the Electric Horseman, and they're like, oh, if we change the name of Electric Horseman to Neon Rider, we can do that. Really pretty funny.
But there you go.
Well, right on.
So that's all the birthdays.
Excellent.
History, the actual history part of the history. July 4th, 1981. That's when Lucasfilm Limited buried a time capsule at the time, carrying with their current catalog at Skywalker Ranch.
And do we know when it's supposed to be opened?
At the time. Usually they're 50 years, aren't they?
Sometimes. It was during their annual 4th of July picnic, which if you can score an invite to, apparently is a blast. I know some people who have gone.
Yeah.
It's apparently great because it's on Skywalker Ranch. They open the lake to people, so you can go out on the Lake Ewok, which is cool. So here is a list of what they buried: a bottle of Skywalker Ranch wine, various paperweights representing their movies, Star Wars action figures, the contract with Universal Studios for American Graffiti, and an unnamed science fiction movie, which was probably Star Wars.
Oh.
A 17-minute Super 8 movie reel from The Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars and American Graffiti video cassette tapes. A list of everyone in the Star Wars fan club at the time, according to Lucasfilm. And they also believe that there is a Raiders of the Lost Ark baseball cap
nice.
dropped in there. And it doesn't, I don't see anything anywhere that indicates when it's going to be opened. Although there's a Lucasfilm article here. No, it just says that the wine is probably nicely aged by now.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would imagine then, like, in 31 we'll know. So.
Oh yeah, it's we should live long enough to see that opened.
Let's see. We have 2 more bits history. July 6th, 1999 is when Hard Merchandise was published. One of the
Hard Merchandise?
Yes.
I do not have enough information.
I wish I had pulled this up. KW Jeter wrote it, which I actually like a few of his books that he wrote. But it's a bounty. It's like one of the bounty hunter series.
Right.
So it was yeah.
I don't remember this one at all.
Boba Fett. And it's he's like, it's something to do like Prince Zizor apparently murdered, Owen Baru, which is not really what happened.
Wait, what?
But so Boba Fett stumbles across evidence implicating Prince Zizor in the murder of Luke Skywalker's aunt uncle.
Okay.
And he becomes an enemy of the Empire at the time, whatever that
sure
is. So yeah.
Well, and I think it's
that's what that is.
I don't know if it's Zizar or Zizar, but I remember him from Shadows of the Empire. They must have just kept rolling with him, I guess. He was weird.
Yeah. But in KW Jeter, he is like one of the people that wrote a sequel to Blade Runner called The Edge of Human.
I have it. I read it. It was interesting.
Yeah.
He's not a slouch as an author. He's pretty decent.
No, not at all. Yeah. He did one called Farewell. I can't talk tonight. Farewell Horizontal. That was pretty good. And Dr. Adder. That was actually a pretty good book. I haven't read his stuff in a long time though.
Interesting.
Yeah. Last of the history is July 7th, 2003. Star Wars Galaxy and Empire Divided is launched by LucasArts and Sony Online Entertainment.
Right, which was an expansion for Galaxies. Boy, I'll tell you, I did something for Sony Online Entertainment after Galaxies had ended. It went for 10 years, and then they shut it down. And I showed up to do something for a Clone Wars game they were doing as a Jedi.
Yeah.
They couldn't have painted a bigger target on my back because the entire weekend, my whole job there was to be there for kids and take pictures and do lightsaber stuff, right? Everybody who played Galaxies came up to me and yelled at me for canceling the game. I had nothing to do with it, but it was just absolutely nuts. And eventually, they kind of understood that it was not my fault. But my gosh, it was so funny. Galaxies was great. A lot of people really loved it. They did a lot of great things. They celebrated Life Day in Galaxy. Star Wars Galaxies. I mean, they really
yeah.
it was a
Yeah, they
game
did.
that was created by a lot of fans working for the company. So they did some really neat stuff, and I could see being
Yeah,
sad.
I loved it.
Yeah, when they shut
Yeah.
it down.
It was a pretty cool game. Near the end, there's a lot of stuff that characters could do that probably should not have been able to do and such. But otherwise, there's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have
It
to
was really
ramp
fun.
that kind of stuff up. You can't just like sit there and you
Yeah.
got to add new stuff. And when the force abilities start getting more and more powerful, and and you start
Yeah.
becoming a crime lord and that kind of thing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you can't keep
Yeah.
going up. You have to plateau at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't. It like for the longest time, it couldn't be a Jedi or a Sith or anything. You had to do special things
Right.
to do it. It was like a lot of weird missions, as it were, that were really hard to get and do.
Yeah, you got
So,
to
yeah.
be a member of the galaxy. You didn't get to be the member of the galaxy you wanted to be. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Moving on to theme parks.
Okay, dokie.
Tom Sawyer Island in Florida is no more.
Yeah, our friend Eddie went out there for the last day.
Didn't they get rid of the Mark Twain too?
It's not called the Mark Twain out there. I think
Oh.
it's the Liberty Bell, and
Yeah.
they have done something with it. Of course, they're pulling it out of the river, but
Is the river even going to exist anymore?
I feel like they're
Yeah.
getting rid of it.
Well, I mean, they're putting Cars Land there, so clearly they're going to have to get rid of
Well,
it.
and it's not.
Unless they want to
it's
have
not-
Submarine Land.
It's not Cars Land per se. It is Cars Ride. It's not going to be
Yeah.
like what we enjoy.
So it's not a land, it's just a singular
Yeah.
ride?
Yeah, it's just one themed attraction
Weird.
coming there.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
looking at something called
Yeah.
Piston Peak. I'll show you guys this map.
Okay. The new concept, like sort of
Yeah.
cartoonish looking map.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah.
this
I've
is
seen
the,
that. It's
the
pretty
concept. So it has part of the river that's staying.
Yeah.
And they're adding like a Cars Village, sort of. It's got like a little walkway and kind of a building. And I don't know how much of this is queue. They're making a national park, essentially.
Yeah.
And
there it is. Okay.
it's
Yeah.
and I can only assume that the thing in the background is actually Splash Mountain.
The thing on the right?
No, in
the middle.
the very, very back
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
middle looks like
Most likely.
pre-existing Splash Mountain, or
Yeah.
Tiana's now, of course. But
Yeah.
so I mean, it'll integrate all that kind of stuff. I just, unless they keep the ship there for some reason, I'll be sad to see it go. A lot of people are already suggesting that maybe they can take it and make it part of the transportation around Walt Disney World, because they have all of these lakes there and they have ferries. I don't know that it moves fast enough to be a useful part of transportation, but we'll have to see. And of course, it is a boat that travels on a track as opposed to like an actual ferry boat.
Yeah.
So that
don't-
might cause problems, but we'll
Yeah.
have to see.
I don't know if they like if they could how they would get it out of there. Unless they could unless they could dig a hole and have it sort of go through a gap and keep it floating into something else. But,
Yeah. I don't know either.
Helicopters take it apart. I'm not really sure what they do.
Well,
I suppose
cranes.
we'll just have to wait and see.
Cranes and trucks is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they would have to do.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm looking at a zoom in of this map now, and it's it's okay.
Yeah.
But you can't really tell how much of this is ride track and how much of this is wandering space. But they are
Yeah.
setting it up like it's a
I don't know.
national park, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And so the part of the river is being dammed up. They've got a big waterfall going on there,
Yeah.
and like a lodge house and things like that. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fun. I just know a lot of people lamenting the loss of Tom Sawyer's Island. But that said, not a lot of people go to Tom Sawyer's Island. in Florida.
I mean,
They're
at
like,
least
I have
there
other
anyway, yeah.
other
The
things
Tom
to go
Sawyer's
to.
Island in Florida is weird, but Sean says that I might be confusing it because I've been to Disney World twice, and I've been to
Okay.
Disneyland Paris once, and Sean believes that I might be confusing the Tom Sawyer Island in those two places.
Yeah, there's the Tom Sawyer's Island
Could
that's over in near their version of the Haunted Mansion, which is Phantom Manor. It's easier to just sort of walk on to without like taking a raft or any of that kind of stuff, which you did need to do for the Tom Sawyer's Island over in Florida. And so, but the problem is that in California, in Florida,
Here too.
in Paris, I mean, it's really easy to conflate all of them together because they're just so similar.
No.
You know, it's like comparing all the Pirates of the Caribbean. They all have similar things in common. They're all slightly different. And remembering which differences are where can be a real pill. Anyway, so they're getting ready for this. It's cute. You know,
We'll see what happens.
see how it goes, and Piston
then-
Peak's getting ready to happen.
There's a change to Small World in both California and Florida. They are updating the ending lyrics of It's a Small World.
This is apparently something that has been in the works for a while, and it's because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, now that the Sherman brothers are dead, I can't believe they're changing the lyrics. But apparently, Richard wrote a new ending for the song before he passed away a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, I guess he died. And so beginning July 17th, which is the 70th anniversary of Disneyland, they're going to have the final scene, very last scene, with these new lyrics that are maybe a little more uniting and optimistic. So it's kind of interesting. I did read the actual lyrics somewhere. I don't see them in this article from Disney Parks blog.
Oh, okay.
But I did. Oh no, I guess it's here. I guess they have them in a sidebar. It says this: Mother Earth unites us in heart and mind, and the love we give makes us humankind. Through our vast, wondrous land, when we stand hand in hand, it's a small world after all. So that's the new ending of the ride.
Okay, there you go.
Obviously to be sung by very small children. And, you know, I mean, it's in a time where we are becoming more and more isolationist here in this country, especially. It's an interesting statement to make. And, you know, we're becoming less global than we ever have been. And I appreciate even a small attempt at optimism.
Sean, you want to take
for
the
sure.
rest in peace section?
I will. We lost a couple of people over the past week. Julian McMahon, actor, passed away at the age of 56. He was in Nip Tuck and was in the earlier Fantastic Four movie. He was Dr. Doom in the one in the 2000s. And he was also in Charmed and FBI's Most Wanted. And he had a very quiet battle with cancer that he sadly succumbed to. And then James Carter Cathcart, who was the voice of a whole bunch of Pokemon. Meowth, he was Professor Oak, he was James, did all sorts of characters for that. And he started with Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, and played Fergus in that, and then has gone on to do all sorts of other stuff. He also did Weevil Underwood in Yu-Gi-Oh! And was in Kirby and One Piece and Sonic X and things like that. And something in Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't know what he did for that. They aren't saying. But anyway, he was 71 years old, and sad to hear of his passing.
Jeff, speed round?
Yes. Okay. This is actually not on our little list because I found it and couldn't put it in there. So I will try to figure out how to do this, but I'll put it in the over here in this thingy. There we go. Okay. In that there's a spoiler. If I'm not going to talk about this, it's in the article, so there is a little bit of a spoiler in the article. Regarding
this has come out.
The new show.
Oh, the new one. Okay, because the original Werewolf by Night came out years ago.
Yeah. So what I mean is the spoiler is there's some stuff from Ironheart. There's a spoiler from that. That's in the article. Okay. So don't read into that if you don't want to know about that spoiler.
Yeah, we haven't finished the series yet. So.
But it says that there's a promising update for Werewolf by Night 2. There's in the fact that there's a Midnight Suns movie that is still reportedly, so it's still rumored to be happening, but and it says one of the projects also is Werewolf by Night 2, which will have everyone that was in the first one. I mean, all the heroes anyway. Which I think is his character's name is funny as hell, Jack Russell. But Laura Donnelly, Elsa Bloodstone, and the Man Thing would be coming back for the second one. So I don't know when it's coming, but it's sort of like, I think this is more along the lines of rumored in a way, but
right.
I'm happy to hear anything about Werewolf by Night because that's probably my favorite thing that Marvel's done.
The first one,
the black and white version. Yeah.
The first one was really well received, and it has a high score on Rotten Tomatoes. So obviously, other people really liked it. So making a sequel to it would be an absolute no-brainer. Yeah.
So I hope this is really true.
Cool.
So I want to see more Werewolf by Night.
Cool.
Especially if Michael Giacchino's doing it.
Right.
There is a new pop culture convention starting this year that is put on by the Television Academy. It's called Televerse. And it will be the second weekend in August at the Marriott at LA Live in downtown Los Angeles. And basically they will have panels about television shows. And the reason it came to my feed is that they're having a Bones reunion.
I think I sent that to you.
Yes. So anyway, they're having a Bones reunion at this convention. Emily Deschanel and David Boreanaz, Hart Hansen, and more will reunite in August during Televerse. They haven't listed entirely who's going to be there, but it sounds like TJ Thine, Tamara Taylor, and Hart Hansen will be there as well. So, and I imagine probably more of them. So.
Well, everybody's kind of jumping in for their podcast that you listen to, which is called Boneheads.
Yeah.
Which is really great. And interestingly, both Emily Deschanel and David Boreanaz had said they would be up to revisit these characters again. Not maybe necessarily for a whole entire series, but David Boreanaz has just gotten out from his SEAL Team show. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of free. And, so TV movies would be great. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah, yeah, it would be good.
Give us a chance to catch up on the characters after so many years.
You mentioned that I listened to the podcast Boneheads, which is Emily Deschanel and Carla Gallo going through each episode, and then like every 2 to 3 episodes, they bring in special guests who were involved in the show, whether it's showrunners, creators, other actors, and it's been just really interesting. I'm quite enjoying it. Just heard news today that Nathan Fillion and
Stanicatic?
no Wash
Oh, Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk are going to start a podcast where they're going to talk about Firefly and also other things.
Yeah, they did Con Man together. They're in the Superman movie together, although probably don't share any scenes. Yeah, that would be great. I mean, they've been really good friends for quite a while. It should be an awful lot of fun. And they're both screwballs. They both...
They said that they've recorded a bunch of episodes already, but they don't know, or at least Alan Tudyk, who was the one being interviewed, doesn't know
where it's going to be.
Yeah, where it's going to be, when it will take off.
Well, cool. Fingers crossed. I mean, that sounds pretty great to me.
Yeah. Sean, what do you want to talk about?
So I kind of talked a lot about Superman earlier in the show. So and the fact that it was getting review bombed, and that a lot of people are slamming the movie without even having seen it, largely because they're just huge stands for Zack Snyder, and they're like, nobody could do it better than him, and it's like, well, this may prove you wrong or right. Depends.
I already think that wasn't as good as the 1970s version. Okay.
I didn't like the direction in which they took Superman, and there was a lot of collateral damage caused by Superman for which he just didn't seem to care.
Yeah, and
he
just
was
went
not the
gritty
good
with
guy.
it.
Yeah, that we like as Superman. So of course there's this new movie with David Corenswet, and Superman-related people need to chime in. I mentioned that Will Reeve chimed in and said that he liked what David Corenswet was doing, and that he thought his dad would approve as well. Taking the opposite stance is former Superman Dean Cain. Of course, did Lois and Clark, which. He's getting disappointed to learn, after having made disparaging comments about this new movie, that most people watched the show for Terry Hatcher and not him. And one of my absolute favorite comments was, Dean Cain is the Scott Baio of Kevin Sorbo's.
Wow.
Which is basically reminding him that he hasn't really done much with his career beyond Superman. Of course, he's complaining about wokeness in this upcoming movie. There's a lot of conservative backlash about it. And people are having to be reminded that Superman is both an immigrant and a refugee who came, to America and then fought hard to try to make things better. And so he's like, why are they going to change these characters to exist for the times? For Superman, it was truth, justice, and the American way. Well, they dropped that. They came up with truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Changing beloved characters, I don't think, is a great idea. If you want to create a new character, go ahead and do that. Now, he says, the American way is immigrant-friendly, tremendously immigrant-friendly, but there are rules. You can't come in saying, I want to get rid of all the rules in America because I want it to be more like Somalia. Well, that doesn't work because you had to leave Somalia to come here. There have to be limits because we can't have everybody in the United States. Society will fail. There have to be limits. Well, I don't know anybody leaving Somalia and wanting to create Somalia here in the United States. They left Somalia for a reason, and nobody wants to repeat that. So it's a little bit weird. And the thing with... that I kind of want to point out, they haven't used... Superman did not start out for truth, justice, and the American way. Somebody coined that mid-career for Superman. And in later years, I don't believe Henry Cavill ever said truth, justice, in the American way. Henry Cavill himself was not American.
No, I don't think
He's
so.
British actor playing Superman. So, it's you can't even sit there and argue that Superman has always been American. It's just silly.
No.
And
Like George Reeves.
right. I've met Dean Cain. He's a nice enough guy in person. But I don't know. If I had his career, I'd kind of be playing nice with people. And the thing that he's getting upset over here is just really silly. And so he's slamming James Gunn. He's upset that he said that Superman is an immigrant that came from other places. And so, people are considering that super woke. But Superman has always been woke. He's always fought for the little guy. And in the old days, before the code, the comics code, he used to fight citizens directly, like, slumlords and things like that.
Yep.
And then eventually they had to go to supervillains because you couldn't do that anymore. So it's really silly, and it's just made Dean Cain look really bad. And it is the epitome of this comments section is not going the way you thought. Because so many people are like, dude, you're low in the pantheon of Superman actors. So it's pretty bad. So anyway, it's all it does really is make me want to watch it even more. it's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep.
And he hasn't seen the movie yet. He's complaining about the trailer, and he's complaining about what people are saying about it, but he hasn't seen it. So, dude,
of course not.
he's got no opinion of his own.
Yeah.
Sigh.
Good grief.
Jeff?
Yeah. This is rumor and not rumor. So part of this is completely true, and part of this is kind of a rumor because of what they're saying that might be happening. But there's a series coming out for Disney Plus of Wonder Man. And the lead character playing Wonder Man is, if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, Yahya Abdul Mateen II. He played Black Manta in Aquaman, the Aquaman movies. But yeah. And they think that he's going to be, the fan theory is that he's going to be what basically ushers in most of the mutant characters and such, because he was a friend with the Beast. And that's cute and all. But I don't know what their plan is. I mean, that's the rumor part. But there is this series coming out. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but he's cast in it, and I think they've already started shooting. But I don't know what the release date is as yet. But I do want to see this, of course, because Wonder Man, he was a West Coast Avenger for a bit. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with him.
Well,
he was like
we're about to get so many heroes when Superman comes out.
Yeah.
So I mean, they can go in so many different directions, and as they start to establish this whole new DCU, and it just every time I look at a trailer or something for Superman, I see another hero. And another hero, and another hero. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these all work out, because that's not how Superman movies usually work. It's Superman, a bad guy, and no other heroes.
Yeah.
Except for, like, Batman.
So Wonder Man is Marvel.
Oh, it's Marvel. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was DC.
Yes. We'll see where he goes. No. Wonder Woman is DC. But Wonder Man, I think his original story, he was like an actor, but I thought, and I'll have to look into this again, I thought he was actually like an android, much like Vision, but he was he was sort of connected with a human at one point, like it was like a human was sort of reborn into him or something like that, and he was an actor. So I could be wrong, those of you who are listening,
Yeah, I don't think I know the Marvel Wonder Man, but I know the one from DC. There have been like 3 of them.
Last week, this was old news from last week, but they announced the 35 people who will become honorees of the Hollywood Walk of Stars next year. The 2026 list includes Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, Bradley Whitford, Noah Wiley, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Gordon Ramsay, Air Supply.
Air Supply. Wow.
Goodness.
Oh.
God, what was that?
That was the helmet.
Oh, there we
Fell
go.
off the shelf behind you.
Oh, jeez.
All right then.
Oh, and I just saw it on the screen. That was very freaky. Where was I? Air Supply. Miley Cyrus, Lyle Lovett, and Josh Groban,
Okay.
along with Rami Malek, Timothy Chalamet, Chris Columbus, Marion Cotillard, Keith David, Rachel McAdams, Demi Moore, Molly Ringwald, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci.
I believe that I saw Keith David and Sarah Michelle Gellar get the news revealed to them on video, where they basically somebody sat them in front of a laptop and hit play,
Yeah, I saw that.
which
with Sarah
was like
Michelle
really
Gellar.
cute. They were like very moved and
I'm glad this thing didn't hit me in the head. That could have.
yeah.
really
Sorry
hurt.
about that. I was
Wow.
gravity,
Okay.
man. It's the worst. It's only been up there for like 4 years.
Also, Leah Salonga, Fluffy Iglesias, and Shaquille O'Neal.
Well,
And now I'm done.
that's a
Cool.
big crowd. Yeah, some of those reveal videos were
Yeah.
very cute. I'm not a big fan of those generally, but they were very cute.
Yeah. What would you like to
Yeah.
talk about, Sean? It is 8:52.
I think the only thing I teased that we haven't talked about yet was the return of Chuck E. Cheese. They are creating arcades for adults, and so they're opening a thing called Chuck's Arcade, and so it's supposed to evoke the old Chuck E. Cheese, even if it's not the same kind of environment it was before. And so it's going to be more like sort of a Dave and Buster's. They've got old school stuff and modern day stuff, and you're supposed to be able to like buy a subscription to it, which will like give you discounts on the games and that kind of thing. And it's also going to be like half store and half arcade. So if you like Chuck E. Cheese, they'll have all the branded merchandise, collectible stuff there.
Their tagline is "Where nostalgia meets the future."
Right. So right now, there are 10 locations open from Connecticut to Texas. There's one opening at the Brea Mall here in California
Yes.
in
sir.
August.
Yeah.
So we'll have to take a little trip down there and see. But currently,
Just down the street.
yeah, they're St. Petersburg, Florida, Mall of Georgia in Buford, Georgia, Kansas City, Missouri, Oklahoma City, and Tulsa, Oklahoma, Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire, Victor, New York, and El Paso, Texas. So if you live near one of those locations, you can go visit Chuck's Arcade.
Yeah.
Jeff,
That's pretty darn cool, man.
you have time for one
Let's
more
see
quick
here.
thing.
What did I have? I'm sorry. It was not found. That's not even there. Okay, never mind.
Rude.
What happened to that? There's a new show that's on it's on Disney Plus because you get National Geographic with it, I believe. And it's called Underdogs with Ryan Reynolds as narrator.
We saw the first episode.
And-
Yeah, we watched the first episode of this. It was
awesome.
good.
Yeah. And it's just a neat little animal program, but
Dear God.
Yeah, but it's definitely got the Ryan Reynolds spin on it.
Right. He's
Oh, yeah,
snarky, and the animals are weird, and
They're very weird.
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Sean, you want to take a last topic and wrap us out?
Oh, sure. What do we got? Chris Pratt, who is basically making a whole secondary career of doing voiceovers in stuff, has announced that Garfield 2 is coming. Apparently, Garfield 1 did well enough, even though it was largely criticized for deviating from the original comic strip format and doing its own thing. Apparently, enough people liked it and bought enough tickets that they're going to have a secondary one. So he made an announcement with pizza delivery that said Garfield 2 on the pizza. And, of course, if you look up Chris Pratt on IMDb, he's got so many voiceover things going on, including the Lego movie and that kind of thing. And, of course, we were talking about whatchamacallit, Jurassic Park earlier. He did a couple of those. But, his voice is certainly in demand. He was in Onward, if you remember the Onward Disney Plus movie. He was,
the Pixar Disney Plus movie.
Right. He was Barley Lightfoot, is a weird fantasy one. And, did both of the Lego movies. And, it's an interesting side hustle for him. And so we'll see how much more of that he does versus doing actual on-screen stuff, because he is getting up there in age.
And I know that he hasn't ruled out coming back to play Star-Lord again, so even though a lot of the other cast was like, well, if James isn't there, we don't want to do it anymore, but he isn't one of those that ruled it out.
Right, exactly. So we'll have to see. Although I do notice in his profile picture that the older he gets, the more he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I think is kind of funny because isn't he married to like a Schwarzenegger? Catherine Schwarzenegger, yeah. So it's sort of like the older he gets, the more he looks like Arnold. Maybe that's what happens with close proximity to Arnold Schwarzenegger. You just sort of take on his look.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hey, if you've stuck it out this far, thanks for doing it. Kelly just said goodnight. Bye, Kelly. Kit's out
Kelly.
there for sure. Dawn, I think, is still lurking and whatnot. If y'all, Lara's probably there, and Chris. So thanks for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. Don't forget, sci-fi.radio is 24/7. We're always doing stuff there. Of course, we're broadcasting this show now on it by audio, and I will be on the air tomorrow to wrap out the week for Good Morning Tatooine. That's at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. You can join me there. And we have news stories and videos of the day and all sorts of stuff. A lot of stuff we talk on this show ends up there. So if you need more information, want to do a little more of a deep dive, go check that out. Also, we are on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. For those of you who are subscribing and supporting us and things like that, we are very, very grateful for that. You guys are totally our heroes. And if you can find a way to like or subscribe or whatever to let us know you were there, please do that too. We're always grateful to know where you are and what you're doing. And we'll be back next week.
I'm calling Kaylee Crosby.
This is just old Donoho.
And I'm Sean, Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always,
May the
Force be with you.
Be with you.
All right, little credits for you video people. See you later, video people.